This is day 3 of the project with the Swales and Ponds Earthworks, and we've had to change a few things. First thing is the soil is really dried out. We haven't had any moisture at all. So ideally, when you compact the soil, it has a good chunk of moisture content in it, enough to where if the water's dripping out of it, it's no good. But you want it to be able to hold a ball of soil. So obviously, I take a thing of soil and it just crumbles, so it's too dry. So what we're doing is we are having to add a little bit of, sprinkle a little bit of water on each layer as we go. So the process is as follows right now. Basically what we're doing is we're going to be, when we start a new layer, so we put the fresh soil in, and we're putting in about 3-4 inches at a time, because that's as deep as the tiller go. Actually, it'll go 5 or 6, but just to be on the safe side, we're only going 3 inches at a time. And so we'll put the loose soil in, and then we will check it out. If it needs moisture, we'll go ahead and wet it down at that point. Then we'll go ahead and compact it with the sheep's foot roller. And then once we've compacted it, we'll add the bentonite. And then at that point, we go ahead and till it in. And then after we've tilled it in, we add the next layer. And what that does is it helps to accept that next layer. So the layer underneath is loose, it can accept it, and you don't have to worry about that stuff sliding off. Now with the sheep's foot compactor, it's not as worrisome as a flat roller of having the sheets just sort of slough off of each other. Day 3, and we actually had a decent day today, although it's pretty slow going. I think we're doing a pretty good job with the keyway. We're up a little bit above grade at this point. We did have our hand labor ended up quitting today, so he told me today was his last day. I told him to just pack it in now because I didn't want a guy on the job site who wasn't going to be back. So we're short on hand labor, but we're doing okay with the machines and getting it done. This is the end of day 4 of the pond construction, and we had a bit of a downpour towards the end of the day for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, and now it's still raining, but not near as hard. The pond is not compacted at all, but as you can see, we've already got water getting into the pond and starting to fill it up, although hopefully that will drain out, because we're not near done yet. We have gone up on the keyway and the wall a bit, so we're definitely coming up. We're making progress. I think we probably have another 3 full days to finish this thing out. But anyways, we're certainly making progress, but it's definitely slow and steady. This is the beginning of day 5. After a rainstorm last night of about 1/4 inches of rain, we ended up with a good-sized puddle at the bottom of the pond, so we've been draining it for the past 15 minutes or so. Hopefully we can get back to work this afternoon. This is day 5 of the permaculture project, and we've got the drain pipe installed. The slotted drain pipe's been installed. The trench has been backfilled, so now we have basically a French drain, or a diversion drain, I guess, going, basically collecting everything behind the house and diverting that water into the pond. And after last night's rainfall event, I can tell you that it definitely does work. So we have the electric installed, electric conduits running from there through the trench all the way to the shoreline of the pond. That way we can plug in the aerator. We hooked this swale into the diversion drain, and we filled the swale up with wood and then topped it with straw. We still have to seed it, add more straw on the berm, and then also plant it. So that'll take place next week. We did drain the pond with an electric pump, but we still have water kind of just sitting at the bottom that is sort of not wanting to dry up, but I think that's gonna dry in the next day or so. We were able to work on the wall a bit, so as you can see we've gotten a little bit higher from yesterday, although we probably only worked about a half day on the pond just because most of the day it was entirely too wet. But we're probably about 2 feet from the top of the wall from where we need to be at this point. We were also able to get a couple of swales in. So this is the back cut. We got the middle is the trench, and then the berm on the back side. So we'll plant all the trees and shrubs on the back side of the berm, and actually we will plant a food forest on the upslope as well. So that should be this little area upslope of the swale and downslope of the swale is going to end up being a food forest, which will double as a windbreak for the garden that's just next to it. So we tend to get a lot of wind coming from that direction.